Hello everyone, my name is Danny. This review is for the movie called The Mule. Eastwood stars as Earl Stone, a man in his 80s who is broke, alone, and facing foreclosure of his business when he is offered a job that simply requires him to drive. Easy enough, but unbeknownst to Earl, he's just signed on as a drug courier for a Mexican cartel. And even as his money problems become a thing of the past, Earl's past mistakes start to weigh heavily on him. And it's uncertain if he'll have time to right those wrongs before law enforcement or the cartel's enforcers catch up to him. This is a 2018 film. It is rated R, lots of language, and it runs about 2 hours. It obviously stars Clint Eastwood. It also stars Bradley Cooper, Lawrence Fishburne, Michael Pena, Diane Wiest, and Andy Garcia. The Mule. Well, firstly, I'd like to say that I didn't see this in theater. I just didn't feel like it was going to be my kind of movie to watch, and I don't know. Like, I know Clint Eastwood is old, but the previews made him look really old, and it made the storyline seem kind of simple. So I just passed on it in theater. I just watched it the other night, and on DVD, obviously, from my library. And I think it was right to not see it in theater, but I did enjoy the film. Some of the good things about this are that Eastwood, like, he's older, obviously. He's playing this really old guy, but he really has a lot of personality. He really gets to handle the character well. There's a lot going on, and it doesn't seem like he's just there or along for the ride or in the way of the story at all. He actually gets a chance to really flourish and, handle himself like a prestigious old man, pretty much. So, that was good. That long list of stars that I just read, Lawrence Fishburne and Bradley Cooper, and all those guys were pretty good. I just don't like how they handled the law enforcement's involvement in the movie. Like, they kept coming back to it and then having a little bit of Eastwood's story, then coming back to Bradley Cooper and then back to Eastwood. And I didn't like how they handled that part of the movie, that way of doing the movie. I wish they would have, just maybe explained Eastwood's stuff for a while and then checked in with Bradley Cooper, see how his progress is going, kind of handle his part of the movie, and then just unite them instead of going back and forth. I don't know. It just felt a little awkward when they checked in on Bradley Cooper's situation and then back to the main storyline. Just, it usually doesn't feel like that with movies, but with this one it did. So, excuse me. Excuse me. So, I think the story of this movie, where this old man has money problems and he signs up to do these drives, that stuff was interesting. It was good. There's a lot to it. It added a lot of interesting factors to things. The whole part where Eastwood tries to get to know the guys that he picks up from. He kind of gets to be friends with them, and they have involvement, like learning how to use a cell phone and talking about family. And you're not supposed to do that kind of stuff, in the drug world. It's, pick up, drive, leave off. And that's not how this guy ends up being. He ends up being very much a people person and, old, so he doesn't understand technology. He'll see somebody on the side of the road, he'll pick him up, or he'll help him out. So it's a unique story. It's a unique idea somebody that would sign up to do something that they're so desperate, but they're just really a nice person, and so they continue to be that nice person even though they're committing crimes. So I was a little disappointed by the ending. I think all the characters had on their face that they weren't that surprised, that they understood what was going on, and that didn't help sell it to the audience that we should be surprised at all. I guess we shouldn't be. Um, it was just kind of a letdown of an ending, but otherwise the rest of the movie was interesting, while being just like it has something that's kind of naggingly wrong. Like the fact that the law enforcement couldn't think to, tap phones earlier than they did. That they couldn't, understand at all how, what kind of guy would be the driver. Stuff like that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Usually doesn't happen. So, I think my overall message for this movie is that I could suggest to watch it. It's very of a different story, and it's very much a unique idea for a movie. Clint Eastwood does do his thing. Bradley Cooper and all those guys do their thing. I don't know if I'd want to watch it again because it's kind of a simple storyline, and it's a simple ending, and it's a simple cat and mouse chase. So I really liked it. I really suggest to watch it. Just something is in the back of my mind, like nagging that there's something really wrong with this, and it just isn't one of those movies that I'd like to watch again. So I'm gonna give The Mule a B plus. It's right on the border of being, really, really great. Something that I could totally recommend and watch again. It's just not one of those movies. I was watching it the whole time, I was thinking, man, this is so close to an A, but it's just not. So, B plus for The Mule. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.